everyone, and welcome to Grandview Entertainment. My name is Ryan, and today I'll be discussing a little bit about why I decided to change the name of this channel and also just give you a little bit more of an insight to my thinking about this channel, because over the past couple weeks I've been thinking a lot more about what I want this channel to become, and so obviously I'll share that with you. And just in the comments, of course, just let me know what you guys all think about all the changes. And a lot of the stuff will be staying the same. I still plan on reviewing movies and talking about movie news, but I also want to talk about a little bit more of my creative writing stuff and some of my movie ideas and my ideas for a movie studio and some of the logistics of that. That's what we'll be covering in this video. I'll also give you a little bit more knowledge about myself and where I'm coming in this video. So, like I said, please let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please also, of course, leave a like. That I really appreciate that a lot. And let's get right into the video. Now, getting a little bit more about myself. Obviously, as I said before, my name is Ryan, and recently I just graduated college, actually. So it's been on my mind a little bit the future of what I want to do for the rest of my life. And obviously, movies is very much at the center of that. That's why I created the Movie Talk back in, I believe, of May of last year. So we're actually about a year with this channel. And just thinking about what I can do and what I want to do in just the future with movie-related stuff. And so obviously that's why I created the Movie Talk back a year ago. But now, thinking more about the bigger scope and, more of like exactly what I want to do. I obviously see a lot more about that I want to write stories and really want to show off that creative side. That's why I decided, though, I wanted to kind of change the name of the channel from the Movie Talk. And that's nothing to do, I obviously really did like the name. And, the Movie Talk really does discuss, what I talk about, which is movies. But like I said, I wanted to kind of go more in a more professional, like kind of movie studio name route. And kind of be more of like, this is my brand. So that's why I chose, after a lot of time and consideration, let me tell you that it was a lot of hours, trying to really, I'm a little sometimes of a perfectionist and trying to really think of a name that I really liked the best. And that's when I came on Grandview Entertainment. And like I said, now we'll discuss a little bit more about what Grandview Entertainment is about. Now that you know a little bit more about me and my thinking of it. Now getting into my favorite part of this video, which is going to be the movie lineup, which is basically going to be all the different movie ideas I have and try to put them in release order that I think best suits the studio, best suits us. And the first one, the hardest one, was getting the first movie done, but I think I decided to go with getting into the first movie, which would be Seaside Haven. This will be by the creators of South Park, and it is a beach comedy starring a lot of more famous comedians nowadays, like Shane Gillis and Bill Burr and others. But it's definitely a more modern day Caddyshack in some senses. Obviously, this would, instead of being at a country club, it'll be a beach club, but it's its own original comedy. Obviously for people that worked in the restaurant business, ever worked in a beach club, like myself, I did, which very much inspired these events of the story. This will be very, funny and touch a lot of familiar beats, but more importantly, it's just supposed to be a fun comedy with some of our more popular comedians nowadays. And, it's just a good comedy to be released in theaters. Movie 2 will be Bridges of Power. It will release September 22nd, 2028. This is my original mob movie idea about the Irish and Italian mob. Movie 3 will be Scream 8, which will take place in the 1990s as we decide to go back to the 90s. And it will take place in Sleepy Hollow, New York, a more notorious haunted town. And that'll be in association with Paramount, and that will release in October of 2028. Movie 3 will be The Show. It will be a baseball movie that takes place in 1972 Los Angeles, around the 1972 Los Angeles Dodgers, where we have two rookies from two different areas who make their debuts with the Dodgers. One, goes more according to plan, more is ready for the big leagues, while the other one is not as ready for the pressure. That will release on April 27th, 2029. Movie 5 will be Ghostbusters Blood Moon Rising. This will take place around a new Ghostbusting team, although it will be in the same existing Ghostbusters universe as the original, as Ghostbusters 1 and 2 will be canon. Like I said, it is a new ghost-busting team, as they will be taking on the Lantern King. This will release October 12th, 2029 in association with Sony Pictures. Movie 6 will be Every Time You Go Away, a modern romance movie during a long-distance relationship, as our characters, Ryan and Maddie, will be going from graduating high school to going to different colleges across the country, and they will try to make this long-distance relationship work. What the long distance can definitely be troubling at times. Every time they see each other, they're reminded by how much they love them. This will release in November of 2029. Movie 7 will be Jaws Resurface. This will be a more modern take on the Jaws franchise, as it will take place in current day with a new cast of people when the shark returns back to Amity Island. This film will release on June 13th, 2030, in association with Universal and Amblin Entertainment. Movie 8 will be United Under Honor, which will be a look at soldiers in America and just the things they go through during war and the aftermath from that. It will kind of follow our younger characters as they emerge into the Army and the reasons for doing so, and then the aftermath from that incident when one of them do not make it back. This will release in November of 2030. Movie 9 will be Christmas Reckoning. This will follow a father who, after a robbery does not go his way and he gets arrested, will have to try to reconnect with his son after not being around him for a good amount of years, and a new boyfriend in the picture, as he tries to find a way to get the toy his son so desperately wants. He will do anything he can to try to reconnect with his son. This releases on December 7th, 2030. Movie 10, which will be the final movie currently on the slate, will be Indiana Jones and the Sword of the Eternal Fortress. It will be a reboot on the Indiana Jones franchise, starring Lewis Pullman as Indiana Jones. This time, Indy will be looking for the sword of St. Michael the Archangel, as obviously St. Michael was very much the protector of heaven, and the sword, whoever its hands falls into, will have the power of the gods. So Indy obviously will try to beat the Nazis in the race to get the sword and to save it from going into the wrong hands. This film will release on May 16th, 2031. And that's going to do it for today's video, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the new era of this YouTube channel in Grandview Entertainment. I'm very excited. There will be a lot more YouTube videos planned in the future, but as always, leave a like and just leave me your thoughts in the